Isaiah, 2 games in, the front seven has been really, really good, including tonight. Just what is it about you guys up there? Is this a little bit of that, maybe that chip on your shoulder that we kind of talked about at Postgame?
I'll say especially looking at basically online and stuff like that, people talking bad, especially on our defense, saying that I don't know, we're not really ranked as high as we should be. But me practicing with the front seven, especially our whole defense, I feel like we really get after it and get nasty. So I'm excited about our defense this year, especially.
What kind of message does this win send then to the whole SMU to no touchdowns and you come up with this win with a pretty big defensive effort?
Honestly, yeah, I feel like we can just dominate games, and especially with our defense, having Jay Hill and stuff like that, he gets us fired up. So I'm excited for what we have for the rest of the season.
Marque, what did you see on the interception?
Yeah, honestly, so before anything today, Coach Wesley Johnson came up to me today and was like, he had a dream that I got an interception on that exact play. I'm talking with the post with the wheel behind it. That exact play, I got an interception, and it happened in real life. So that's all. Honestly, it's all credit to him right now. But what I saw in the moment was really just something we practiced all week. If I feel the post, I feel the wheel pass the post off to my safety. Stay calm, stay poised, and I did that and just went to go make a play.
Marque, I want to ask about that sequence because you get the pick and the ball back inside the 5,
Mm-hmm.
and just a few plays later, you guys are back
Yeah.
there inside the 5.
Yeah.
You get a stop. What's that? What's that moment like as a defender going out there trying to make those plays?
Honestly, for me, I love those situations. Having to make a stop. I think that's when I play my best. That's when I'm most focused. So us being on the field more than usual, or after a big play and offense out there for a little bit, and we come back and have to be right back on the field, it's not a big deal. Some people might think you tired or but honestly, I love those situations. We got to make a play, and that's what kind of game it was tonight. You have to make a play, and I think we made a lot on defense tonight.
Isaiah, after watching film of these guys, their offense, if someone told you you'd keep them out of the end zone, would you have believed them?
Honestly, yes. I know what our defense is capable of, and I was excited for this game, especially with the tempo that they go. I feel like we prepared pretty well for it. So I don't know, especially with Marque's pick and stuff like that. I was pretty excited about that, and I just knew that it was going to come. So
For both of you guys, how much maybe in-game adjustments were there for the fact that SMU leaned into Jennings, the QB, for pretty much the whole game in the second half?
Shoot, for me, it was kind of just getting off blocks. I was watching film, and they didn't seem like much of blockers. So I didn't come into the game with that mentality of I got to get off blocks, I got to be physical tonight. So once that changed up, that QB changed, I figured they're going to run the ball a little more, try to get things rolling with him, and it was going to be a lot more blocking. So for me personally, my mentality switched to I got to get off blocks and I got to make a tackle. I got to, it was more physical mindset for me personally.
I feel like for us, especially as backers, mostly it's just about keeping our gap sound and keeping our contain. And we knew how Jennings, the type of guy that he was, and that he was going to get out the pocket and stuff like that. So I feel like us just doing our assignment is, I don't know, it's critical, especially when he takes off and having our backhand plaster and stuff like that. We knew that he was going to try to get out. So just mostly just keeping our gaps and containing.
Isaiah, Marque's super familiar with this defense because you played in it. But what's it like to get that feeling of being more free-flowing? We're talking to Kalani about it, about being more smooth, more about just being able to go play and not have to think as much. What's that feeling like now that you guys are getting it?
Honestly, I love it just because, especially with Jay Hill being in his system for 2 years, I feel like knowing defense a little bit more, you're not really thinking about what you're doing as much just because it comes natural, especially you do it every day in practice. And I feel like when you're blitzing and stuff like that, you can really just read the whole defense or the whole offense, excuse me. But
Isaiah, you looked like you were down for a while, bumped up. Are you okay? Is the wind knocked out of you?
yeah, Ash got the win. I didn't really see the crack block, and he kind of got under my pads a little bit, but it was fine. Took 2 plays off, but might feel it tomorrow. So.
Marque, you're pretty close to Coach Hill, obviously,
Yeah.
from both your stops. How good was it to kind of hear him on the other? I guess he would have been on the headset,
Yeah.
but to have him here and calling plays, and
Yeah.
felt like he pushed all the right buttons tonight in a lot of ways, right?
Yeah, and he always does. Even when he doesn't, we don't know any better, so we just make him right. So being with Coach Hill, I tell him all the time, it's a blessing being here for him. Taking that chance on me, Coach Kalani as well. But Yeah, it's just having Coach Hill here. You know, it makes everything. Even not having him last week, we had him, but you know, in a sense, it was different. It was a little different. So having him here with us and you know really engaged with us, I think that was a big help as well. Knowing he's up there watching us, and it was the same thing for last week. But you know, we know we're gonna play for him, and that's I think the best part of our defense. We know who our coaches are. We're gonna play for all our coaches. I think that's what's really ultimately in the end. That's what gets us those hard wins for sure.
Isaiah, what was the mindset or maybe the talking points of the defense when you guys took the field and SMU took over on BYU's 3-yard line? What was kind of going through your guys' mind in that moment where they're right that close to the end zone?
Honestly, just bring the juice. I feel like stay gap sound, know your assignment, and we're gonna get out this game. So.
Mark, what's that you guys took the field, you knew they were going to go throwing, so they're going to test you guys.
Mhm.
But, you know, they're that last drive to have them go 4 straight incompletes and be able to walk off the field and, you know,
Yeah.
feel it out. What's that like as a defensive back?
Honestly, all game we was waiting for that. You know, we felt like as an entire group, you know, they couldn't really get open on us. You know, we got a little frustrated that we didn't run a little more man than we wanted, but you know, we trust our coaches, and seeing that 4, I think that's all we was waiting on. We wanted them to pass all game, and we knew we would come out with a W if that happened. So, and that's exactly what happened the last drive.
Any other questions for these two? All right, thanks, guys.
Yep.